What's up, you guys? Eric here with driverlineup.com. World's okayest steering wheel holder, and we are getting ready to not have a truck, which is weird because in the nearly 3 years that I've been with Prime Inc., I've never not had a truck. So it's going to be interesting. But this truck, the General Flynn, we are currently dismantling, well, not dismantling the truck, but getting all of our load locks, our appliances, emptying out the step box, just getting everything off this truck and into our garage in preparation to turn this truck in. Hopefully, today is Saturday, hopefully sometime late tomorrow night, and not have to make any more payments on it. So that's where we're currently at, which means, you guys, huge news. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. The good news is, and it's excellent news to me, our new truck has left the factory. So it's got its processor, its microchip, whatever the hell you want to call it. I think when people say microchip, they think of like, you know, like a microchip. I don't know. I don't think that's accurate. Anyway, it's processor. It's a motherboard, brain, whatever you want to call it, is in the truck. The truck's ready. It's fully functional. It's built. It's complete. So that's the good news. The bad news is it now moves on and gets in line, which is very long, to conduct transit from Texas to Springfield. And that's not going to happen for another week and a half ish. So, and then when it gets to Springfield, it's got a bunch of stuff it's got to go through. They have got to put super singles on it. They got to do alignment. They've got to put an APU on it. So it's going to be probably 2.5 weeks before the truck's actually ready to go to work. So we made a decision that we're just going to be as prepared for that as possible. So we needed to get home anyway, and it was if you saw our last, I think, 2 or 3 videos, you knew we were that we were routing our way back to Springfield as it is. So we didn't want to come to Springfield for like 5 days, then leave and make a truck payment for that time off, and then leave and then get routed right back. Our situation ended up being that I decided. Jenna she wasn't extremely thrilled about it at first, but then I explained all the logic, and first of all, we just need we have a lot of things to do. We're in the process of buying a home. I'm so far behind on podcasts for the podcast show. I've got the driver lineup trading cards that I've got to get. There's some things that the vendor needs to get that cleaned up and finished up. We have so much stuff to do, and when we're only home for 7 or 8 days, to a lot of you, I know that's a lot of time home, but you got to understand that we're not just truck drivers. We have a whole other business and other things going on in our lives that require a lot of management and a lot of maintenance. So we just need a good chunk of time. We also need to get to San Antonio. We have a storage unit down there. I don't know if we're going to be able to, but this might be the best shot that we've got to do it, to figure out how to go get all of our stuff out of our storage unit in Texas. But in any event, we really need a good couple weeks off, and the best way to do it is to do it when you don't have a truck payment. So unfortunately, that means that we don't get to like dilly-dally with this truck. This truck's got to be cleaned up, detailed, emptied out, and taken to turn in as fast as possible, because every day is damn near $200 a day that it just racks up, that we're just basically at this point throwing away, because this truck is it's no longer in service to us. So yeah, we're gonna get it emptied out today, get all of my tools, all my load locks, all of my oils and fluids, everything out of it, get my step box emptied. I'll have to take it to tomorrow morning Jenna's going to detail the truck, and then tomorrow afternoon I got to take it and have the step box removed, and then hopefully I think they can store it there, because they're going to need to put it on the new truck. It also has to go to Springfield powder coating, because I'm getting the step box powder coated black along with the rims of the new truck. So I need to get that done before I can go to Bay 47, which is where you sign the lease cancellation paperwork and schedule an inspection. But the second you do that, your payment stops. When you sign that lease cancellation paperwork, as the time of that signing, your lease is done. Like, you've walked away from it. So even if they can't schedule the inspection for like another 2 or 3 days, that's fine, because we're in Springfield. So I'll just drive up there whenever the inspection is scheduled. But the payment stopped. So, which, by the way, I am going to go film this whole process. I'm going to go film this whole process of walking away from a lease at Prime, and tell you guys anything they try to charge us for. Last time they charged us about $400 to $500, I think. They charged us a couple of hours of detailing, which is crazy because Jenna actually details interiors, and I'm telling you, that truck was brand spanking new. This truck is gonna look amazing. There is no reason, especially when we've seen some of the trucks that they're leasing out, the used trucks, and they claim that they're detailed. They are not detailed. So the fact that they're charging drivers to detail some of these cleaner trucks and then not actually doing it, I'm gonna find out what's up with that, and I'm gonna film it. Film some of the inspection process. I'll film, talking with the guys at Bay 47 and all that good stuff, as much as I can. But anyway, I want to walk you through the process of walking away from a Prime Inc. lease. I know there's still some rumors out there. It's not really walk away. You're signing your life up to $5,000 a month, and you got to finish that lease out. No, you don't. We've already walked away from a lease. We walked away from a lease last year to get this truck, and it was extremely painless. So other than like they charged us a couple hours for the detail, and then they charged us for like new windshield wipers, some fluids and stuff like that. So this time I have brand new windshield wipers under the sleeper, so I'm gonna put those in the seat. So I'm really curious to see how this is gonna go, because I know all the things that I got charged for last time. So I'm preemptively setting up so that I can say, well, hold on, are you charging me for that? Because here you go. I'm gonna make sure the windshield wiper fluid is filled to the top, because I got charged for fluids. Even though I filled them up, apparently I'd left like 1 inch or 2 of space, and that was just enough to say it needed those kinds of fluids. Whatever, this time I'm getting it all on video. But all that said, if it's under $500, to me, to walk away from a $60,000 a year lease is, pretty minimal. I mean, do I want to pay zero? Of course I want to pay zero, but I will have to pay to have the graphics removed off this truck, which is fine. It's not like I knew that when I signed up for it. It is what it is. But it's actually happening. The process is happening, and this all means that for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will not have a truck, not a truck at all. Not one we can log into, not one we can drive around, not one we can go to work in. We will not have a truck. So that's going to be pretty damn weird. Won't be logged into a Qualcomm anywhere, but that does mean that that things are moving. And what's made this kind of crazy is that because our truck is going to end up being 7 weeks late when all is said and done. I asked about our Freightliner. Our Freightliner may be like a week, 2 weeks late, but our Freightliner is coming next month. So this pushes us up basically where we are going to take our new truck out, run it for a few weeks, and then come back and get our second truck ready for Brad. So because, so basically we'll have 2 trucks pretty quick here, which is the start of our fleet. And before I wrap this one up, because I'm just giving you guys a little bit of a Saturday update, before I wrap this one up, I see a lot of questions about a third truck. Well, I appreciate your optimism. To us, it's a really big deal just to buy 1 truck. It's a huge deal to buy 2 trucks within 2 months of each other. Yes, there is a plan to buy a third truck, but as I said earlier, we're in the process of buying a house. So I'm thinking tentatively, and I want a few months to run this second truck just to kind of get my footing. There's some things that I'm still a little unclear on. There's a lot of unforeseen things that could happen that you have to think through. How does detention work? Because it's still your truck that's not moving that you're paying for, but you have a driver that needs to be rightly and justly compensated too. So, how does breakdown pay work for your driver? I know that as a lease purchase, like an owner operator, you don't get the Road Assist Success Leasing breakdown pay. You have to go fight directly with the manufacturer, Peterbilt, or in that case, Freightliner, for Brad. So, I want to take a few months to really get to understand this before I pull the trigger on a third truck. But it tentatively is the plan to have our third truck next July or August of 2022. And then buy a new truck every year, every summer. Have a new truck coming in. So, but man, it creates a lot of work. This creates a lot of extra work. So anyway, yeah, we're in Springfield. We are not planning on spending a lot of time up at the terminal these next few days. We got a lot of house stuff to deal with. We'll be at the terminal probably tomorrow afternoon and evening, dealing with some things, but I'm just not going to have a lot of time to hang out and say hello to a lot of folks. I did go in there yesterday to get packages and talk to a few people, which is really nice. It was also nice that virtually no one at Prime was wearing a mask. So I could feel civilized. I haven't put a mask on in 5 or 6 weeks, because no one's demanded that I do. If anyone demands that I do, like at a shipper or receiver, I will, certainly. I'm not out here trying to start fights with anyone, but I like to live civilized. I like to see people's faces, and I like to feel the real world, and it's such a downer. It's just a morale killer to have to walk into Prime with everybody masked up. And I know that I think you're supposed to be wearing a mask at Prime now. I'm not sure, but there was nobody wearing a mask. Nobody, not in-house, not drivers, I saw maybe one mask. So it was really nice to be able to go in and talk to some people. There were people upstairs playing pool. There were people playing basketball. So it was nice to kind of come home to that environment where everyone was happy and things were thriving and everybody was running around getting things done. So I don't know, probably later this next coming week, come spend some time at Campus Inn and Prime to do content, do some interviews and things like that. But the next few days, I know some are asking, it's not going to happen. We have to get out of the habit, it's more me than Jenna, of coming off the road being on the road for a month. Excuse me. Being on the road for a month and then coming home and then immediately trying to go interact with and meet with people who are like, hey, you're coming home, come say, I'd like to take you out to dinner, I'd like to, man, we appreciate it so much. But you gotta understand, when we get off the road, like, that is our home time, you know, and there needs to be some downtime. You don't, when you go home and you're just busy, it doesn't feel like home time. You're not actually getting rested. So anyway, that is our update for today. I also have some new stuff that I'm going to be using to edit and film. I got my new Osmo action camera, of course you guys know, but I also have a new way that I'm going to be editing, which is completely foreign to me. Kids are going to be like, oh yeah, well, why have you not been doing that all along? To me, having come from a world which I edited on a $6,000 computer, old school Apple Mac Pro, this new way is like, it's like starting all over for me. It's like going back 15 years and starting all over for me. It is so foreign to me. So I want to talk to you guys about that too, because I think it's interesting, especially my fellow YouTubers or those considering starting YouTube. It'll be interesting to see how that rolls out. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be Prime showing you guys a little bit of the process for walking away from a Prime Inc. lease. And we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. Talk to you soon.